Hi everyone, for those who don't know me, I'm Gemma. I've been part of All Saints since 2014. Growing up, I grew up in a church family and kind of drifted away from church in my late teens, early 20s, as a lot of people unfortunately tend to do. But yeah, I came back in 2014 when we had our first daughter. And in 2017, our second daughter was born, and shortly after she was born, my husband became quite ill. He completed a Land's End to John O'Groats bike ride in quite a short space of time, and in the months following that he became quite poorly, became more tired, more fatigued, and he was just generally struggling and life became quite difficult. And during that time, I think I just didn't really feel God close to me, and I think it was the first time in my life where I really felt like I needed God, and I just didn't feel him close at all. During this time I was invited to attend an Alpha course, which I did. I wasn't really sure what Alpha was, I hadn't done it before, but I used it as an opportunity to just have a bit of space, a bit of breathing space, a bit of thinking time, and just to try and reconnect with God. I found the first few weeks quite difficult. There was a lot of stories, a lot of testimonies about people who had felt God, people who got criminal past, people in prisons, people who've done some really terrible things, and these kind of, they felt God in a very thunderbolt kind of way, which I found quite difficult. And I remember one night, probably 3 weeks in, on the way home, I remember screaming out to God and just saying, if you're there, show me, this is it, I need you, and I want to know that you're there. There was no thunderbolt moment, and it's strange because at the time I still didn't feel like God was there, but looking back now I can see that pretty much from the day after that God was there. A lot of things happened that have a lot of people introduced me, a lot of situations, a lot of opportunities, a lot of God incidences I call them, that have happened, which have definitely undoubtedly been God. And one of them is the fact that probably about 9 months after Tom became ill, I was in the kitchen one night and I suddenly had the word supercharged superhero pinged into my head, and that has become the title for the book that I've written, which some of you may be aware of. This is it. And basically this story is about us and what happened. It's about Georgia's relationship with her dad and how that relationship changed because of his illness. And the story is one that I made up to explain to Georgia what was going on, and it has really helped. And it's now, with the help of Hope and Becky, who are also members of the church, it's become a published book, which is now available and has already been sent as far as Australia, America, Canada, and I'm getting amazing emails from people to say how much it's helping them and their families. So I'm so grateful to God for that. It's not just the book that I felt God in. God's been in all aspects of my life, and I just feel like I can feel God more, I can see him more. It's a lot more tangible than it was before. Just very briefly before I finish, I know when I had my confirmation in November, Tim read to me a verse from Acts. I'll just find it. And the verse is, it's about when Paul came down the mountain to Ephesus to meet some disciples. And when down there, he said, "Did you receive the Holy Spirit when you believed? Did you take God into your mind only, or did you also embrace him with your heart? Did he get inside you?" And that verse to me just really encapsulates everything that I feel. Beforehand I would have said, yes, I was a Christian, yes, I go to church, yes, I believe in God. But actually, had I taken God from my head down to my heart? Probably not. And so that's really what's happened. That's my testimony of the last couple of years. So thank you very much.